Believe it or not, this could be a design on a future United States Mint coin. We'll talk about it as we explore. For those of you who've been following my channel for any length of time, you know that I like to cover certain topics with regards to the United States Mint. I used to be the top channel doing that. Now that's been replaced by two other channels, Silver Wolverine and Son of the Silver Stacker. But one series that I do like to follow pretty closely is the American Liberty series. I've been following it since its inception, and so I will continue to report on it because it's a thing of interest, and once in a while still will report on U.S. Mint topics. But in this case, we very well could see some very strange designs come to play over at this series. I did listen to part of the CCAC's meeting on this, and it was really tough to listen to because the audio was so bad. It was like they're very distant, and was most of the conversation happened in one big room, and the microphone was very far away, so it's very difficult to understand what was happening and going on with the preferences of some designs. But I will get to some news on this, which I think I will be able to report before most of the major news publications will, like Coin World or CoinNews.net, at least from what I've been able to gather from what I listened to on that meeting. But let's go through and first take a look at what this is about. The CCA meeting images for the 2025 American Liberty gold coin and silver metal. And this is the reverses we're going to look at. We're going to go through all of these. I'm going to give you my opinion on them. And with the spirit of what they said in that meeting towards the end is that this is meant to be sort of different renditions of liberty. In other words, not the traditional portrait of liberty. And in that spirit, I can appreciate some of the different representations that have been presented here, but there's others that are just so bad, so horrible with the design. And the other thing is the pairing of designs, which they did talk about in the meeting, which I'm glad they talked about, because one of my biggest pet peeve in coin design is the pairing of different designs which each other that do not match. This is why the St. Gaudens gold coin is so amazing, because the same designer did both sides. So here's the first design. We're going to take a look at this, and this is the gold and this is the silver. Let me get back over here. The silver, as you can see here, does not have the mottos and that the inscriptions that the gold does. So we'll basically be focusing on the gold because it's the same design, but we'll get to that in a moment. This is not too bad of a design. As I say, strong liberty here, holding the arrows and the torch. I kind of like this. This is a bold representation of liberty. The year is on the ribbon that goes around the arrows. I think that's pretty cool. There's a sun in the background. I kind of like this one. Out of the starting gate, this is very nice. Sadly, they did not choose this one, although I think it would have been a great representation of liberty. But I think they wanted something a little bit different. This is a design that they did choose, but here's the breaking news. They did not choose it for the gold. They chose it for the silver. For the very first time, it is quite possible that the gold and silver American liberties may carry different designs instead of carrying over. And I think that would be fine if they did that. Although I'm not sure that I'm a fan of this design. I see what they were going for here. They chose a graffiti style on this. And of course, even in the meeting, they said, well, this would essentially be glorifying or accepting illegality. But then Joseph Mino, I think, who created this artwork, said that, well, nowadays, some of the street art is actually legal. And this is an homage to street art to show kind of a cultural, the cultural difference there. And so there it is. And of course, it keeps on going over to the next one. There's the silver. So this would be the silver metal. So it means that In God We Trust would not be on there. It would just be this if it was a silver metal. And in all actuality, I'm not totally against it, although it is a strange rendition of the cheek line for the Statue of Liberty. And but I kind of it's I could kind of see this. It would be very interesting. I'm sort of torn on this design, to be honest with you. This one here is different. Freedom in the butterflies. The butterflies are free, right? And I kind of like the idea of a butterfly, but I don't like the idea of the hands, because this to me implies, well, they're setting the butterflies free. In other words, it's at the will of the person who has the hands. That's not what liberty is about. So I think this design is a massive fail, and there's enough covering of the letters that you really can't read that. You know what it means, but there's enough covering that letter there. And here's another one where it doesn't cover the letters so much. These designs did not end up getting chosen, from what I gathered from the meeting, from the parts that I listened to, and I'm glad that they didn't. The next design here is the one I showed at the very beginning of the video. Thank God this was not chosen. At least I don't think it was. What the heck were they thinking here? Obviously, that's Lady Liberty, long neck Liberty, with her neck as long as the torch. What in the heck is going on? What kind of crack were they smoking on this design? This is insane. Yeah, it's different, all right. And then here's this one. Again, this reminds me of, I don't know, this kind of reminds me of a United Nations kind of design or something. I don't know why it reminds me of the United Nations piece, or I don't know, it's something, but that looks like a dove there, and then Lady Liberty. Not a fan of this design at all. Too cartoonish, and a lot of these designs will be cartoonish. Here's another one. Very odd. It looks like a Japanese anime or something, with holding a dove, setting the dove free. Lady Liberty setting a bird free. I don't know. I mean, that's a very strange. To me, this almost seems like the heavy hand of government holding the bird down. I don't think this was chosen, though, so I don't think we have to worry about this. This is just from the CCAC, and that there's another organization, the CFA, Commission of Fine Arts, that will do their own review, and then the Secretary of the Treasury will then choose the design. Let's move on to the next one here. It looks like, again, same concept, same type of girl, lady girl. It's a girl liberty here, with a torch up front, almost like she's holding back zombies or something like that. Does not translate well. I don't think that'll translate well either. Now this one is kind of cool, although that doesn't look like a bell. It's supposed to be a bell. It's supposed to be the Liberty Bell, but I don't think the Liberty Bell looks like that. Just that part of the bell. They need to show more of the bell to give context of the overall shape. But I kind of like the idea of the bell in a bold form like that, showing it ringing there. So that's not terrible, but I think they could probably show a little bit more of the bell and not make it so cartoonish. This one is interesting, although it's a decapitated, zombified arm. It looks like there's a wing coming out of the arm that has severed the forearm there, which is very strange. And the arm doesn't go anywhere. It goes into a ribbon. It's almost like the ribbon is a tourniquet, and it's cut off the arm holding the torch. So therefore, it fails because the wings are attached. I don't understand what's going on with the wings there. Strange concept. And again, I don't think it really exemplifies freedom and liberty. This one is interesting. It's a sort of a hippie-ish design, with the flowing wind and dandelions, weeds essentially. Dandelions are, of course, I showed some dandelions in a video I did recently. They say you can eat dandelions. I've not been brave enough to try it, but the wind blowing there, that's interesting concept. And I think, I don't know, I'm not totally against it, but at the same time, I think there's better ways to do it. This is the one that they chose to pair with another reverse design. We're going to look at the reverses too. But this is actually okay. It's pretty cool. It's a sunflower, and there's a bee on it. And I guess there's freedom in flowers. I like the symmetry, but I'd have to kind of see what the description would be. But as far as design, I kind of like this, and it is what they chose for the Obverse. Here's one with a torch. And normally I would be fine with a torch, but we've seen that in other coins too. And the torch is sort of held at an angle, Like it's off a little bit. It's not totally straight up, which is kind of weird to me. And these words are not completely coincident and equidistant from the edge, which is very strange to me too. This is the oak leaf or chestnut. I guess that's oak leaf or whatever. I don't really know what that has to do with liberty, but they did that with the platinum coins. They've already done that with platinum. They shouldn't do it here. That wasn't chosen. Here is a black American again. We've already been there and done that. We don't need any more woke designs on our coins. And I think they didn't choose that one, which is good. A soccer player or somebody stomping, stark raving mad, protesting in the streets. That's what that reminds me of. That does not exemplify freedom to me. They're really lifting the leg up. They're going to have to kick somebody or someone. That's ridiculous. This is too cartoonish. It looks like a middle school student did this. It's okay, stylistically, but she kind of looks hippie-fied. Not really a big fan of that. Same thing with this one. It's just a girl on a thing there with strange, odd-looking hair pieces right here, which doesn't make much sense to me why that would be the case. Braided hair throughout there. This one is okay. A little bit too soft. It almost kind of looks sort of, I don't know, something from the 20s, like an It Girl or something like that. Very soft features, strange nose line there. Not a big fan. This is interesting. This actually could work. This line art looks like it's penciled in, but that is okay. That's kind of an interesting and bold depiction of liberty. It looks like she's at the bow of a ship. I think that's kind of cool, actually. And then here, again, I understand what that's hearkening to. Been there, done that. We have the civil rights coin for that. We had our 2017 version of Lady Liberty as a black woman American, and that's fine. But we've been there, done that. Don't need to do it again. And again, mother-daughter, same type of thing. And again, I don't like the pairing of a mother and daughter. We've seen a lot of that. We've seen that on the platinum coins for the life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, and what have you. And again, this is about women's rights. And, I think liberty is more than that. We've got that. I think those very specific things, we should not narrow it down to one cause. Liberty should not be narrowed down to one cause. It's liberty for everybody. This is interesting because liberty's being carved out. And it's a struggle every day to carve it out. We're working towards it. That's an interesting concept. But I don't know if it'd be my favorite. The bison. We've got bison on a lot of coins already. I don't think we need another bison. That would be on there. We have the Mustang. And we've got the pistol cone pine. And there's busting through. Well, we've got the breaking the yoke of liberty too. And we're going to get through these fairly quickly now. This video is going long in the tooth because we have to look at the reverses as well. Very odd looking liberty. And very strange. This is the Celine Dion Liberty. Not a big fan. And back to the original. Okay, so let's take a look at the reverses. So you know which ones they chose for the obverse. And now the reverse. Interesting concept. I think this pairs well with the first one, and that is but that one was rejected. This is the second one, and I don't know what that really pairs with. It's a different design. Not a big fan. Very strange looking eagle coming at you with his beak, angry. Yeah, not a big fan of that one. This is one of those kind of Art Deco-ish type eagles that pair with that very strange looking Liberty. Not very good at all. Another very cartoonish Liberty or eagle. Another one, not a big fan. That looks like a dove. Weird. Not a big fan. And, you want to get a little different thing. It's different, but I kind of like a full breadth eagle there. This one is okay. It flows with the wind of the other one, with the thing. I think that pairing would be nice, but I don't think they chose either of those. This is one they chose for the gold, which is one of the strangest, one of the oddest, weirdest depictions of an eagle I've ever seen. Because what happened, if you've ever seen the Netflix show 3 Body Problem, you'll know exactly what I mean, because this eagle has been eviscerated through a matter device to slice through the atoms of the eagle, and he's screaming in pain. And they want to put this on a coin. What the heck? It's a decapitated eagle with one wing that's been severed and the other wing in the background in a strange way. And they chose this. What the heck is going on with that? It's a very nice detailed design, but it is completely and utterly disgusting because it says that the eagle's been cut and sliced in an exact way. It's insane. Wow. And then the rest of these are pretty carte blanche. We already have had a headed eagle on that one. Don't need to do another one. This is okay, but this eagle is very small. I like that they put the whole eagle in there, but there's a lot of empty space in here. United States of America is too big. It reminds me of the platinum coin. This is actually pretty cool, but I like the idea of seeing the other wing, and we don't see that here. And then here is just a Flegel eagle in flight. We've already had seen this. This is interesting. The eagle's kind of sitting up there on sort of this kind of reminds me again, sort of that 1920s kind of look, kind of a retro look there. The eagle breaking off the bounds of change for slavery. I guess I can see that. But again, that kind of limits liberty to that one cause. I don't like that notion. Again, here's the eagle with a smaller eagle. I don't like that pairing. They just leave it one for all. Some people don't have kids. This is actually not too bad. It's a little different version, a little view of the eagle staring up. I kind of like that. And then there's this side here. And then this eagle. Not too bad, but you kind of get lost in the detail. It's kind of hard to see where the head is. I think the head should be up to be the heraldic. More heraldic. With the head down like that, it's looking at the side, it's not the best. This is supposed to pair with the other street art, different kind of street art. This is definitely more hippie-fied art with a realistic looking eagle, which does not pair well. This is what they paired for the silver medal, but they did ask for revisions. They did ask for the revisions on this to get the eagle to match the other design, which I'm glad they did. They should also match the font with the font of the Obverse of the other if they're going to use this for the silver medal. And then we're back to the beginning. So there you have it. That's my thoughts. We'll see what happens. I think the meeting, I don't think they totally voted on everything. They're going to come back tomorrow, I think, and finish up. So I don't think we have a fully, completely finished meeting yet. But that's where they were when I left it. So I thought I'd share this with the community, and then we'll see what the CFA says. But this very well could be the weirdest coin ever produced by the Mint based off of some of these designs. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Would like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch, and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.